Much love. Back to uplift once again. And I know you're doing great, because if you're listening to the sound of my voice, you are alive and breathing. And let's get to them honors. And I honor thy family, which is my mom and my dad. My mom alive and vibrant. May my dad rest in peace and in power. Any family members of mine and yours that may have passed, may they rest in peace and in power. Our grandparents, if they pass, which mine has, may they rest in peace and in power. And to our ancestors that came before us, that fought to get all of us where we are right now, may they rest in peace and in power. And no matter how repetitive that sounds, I will always draw that strength from my ancestors, whether it's past or present and future. I will always do that, because that's one of the first principles and laws of law of attraction. Is honor those that came before you, especially if they were of value. And that's what keep you connected in this here spiritual realm. So how's it going, my soldiers and soldierettes? Salute. I know you going, I don't even have to ask. I know you going strong. And especially if you got children, I know you going strong. Let's be strong for our children. And that's what brought me to this today. My great creator, please protect our children and protect the parents also. And just stay focused. You can't get to the light if you give up the fight, because a lot of us have children. And I have children, which I have talked about. And before I go on, I want to welcome my brothers and sisters that take the time out of your day to stop for another EBX discussion. Salute, because I mean all this, and I only speak when things need to be spoken about. And because I always take my meditation time, plus I have accountabilities, and like I said, I have children, so I have to tend to that. I can't spend all my time on social media. That's something we need to learn as adults, and I'm going to get into that. And like I said, thank you. But please, my great creator, and I always call down protection from my great creator, especially in these times. And you have to know it to make it happen, and you have to know law of attraction to get results. And stay rooted in your spirituality. Stay focused, stay disciplined with our children and ourselves. Because I have 5 children that I've talked about on other videos. I have 2 daughters, 3 sons. My oldest is Aaron. My oldest son is Aaron, which just had a birthday on January 7th. And my next down is Andrea. And the next one down is Naya. And the next one down is Elijah. And last but not least, Ethan, which you guys hear me talk about him all the time. And made a lot of mistakes with my children because my mind wasn't in the right state at that time. I always talk about our success as a state of mind, and I didn't have that self-awareness back in my 20s. You know how it is when we're young, male or female. And we don't know ourselves. And when we don't know ourselves, we're going to make wrong choices and make mistakes. And I made a lot of those. I was in my children's lives, but not all of their lives like I should have been. And you always have to be, hold yourself accountable to your mistakes. Just own up to it. All it would do is just make you a better parent, a better mother, a better father. We can't always think just because the child is younger than us that we're perfect and we'll never make a mistake and never do nothing wrong. We have to be an example to them. And of course I had to learn this, and I'm no parent child expert, just off the strength of my spirit and experiences and seeing results. And I've gotten past just the spanking, and we have to be intellectuals with our children, and we still treat them like like their age, but treat them like they got with respect. If we want our children to respect us, we have to respect them. And I see, like I said, I'm not by far perfect. I've made so many mistakes as a parent, and I will never judge those that's having challenges with their children. But I'm going to speak on what I observe and what I see, since I went through, a change, a filter change, and thinking and the way of disciplining children, male or female. But I want to focus more on our children. We need to focus more on our children and not what's going on in the rap industry and this vaccine stuff, and we need to focus more on our children and focus on them, because we're not going to be here. We are a dinosaur. We have to, I've heard this said before, we have to kind of like die out. The dinosaurs, the brothers, do what we need to do while we're here. Lift those, teach those, make those grow before we go. Oh yeah. But we need to focus more on our youth, because I see what I observe online and in some of these sites, the adults are acting worse than the children. And this social media have people acting like children, and they don't even notice it. And that's what I call the media bug. And I did a video on that. And a lot of individuals are being bitten by that media bug and don't even know it. And I have to check my own self. I have to watch myself, that I don't get caught up in social media and always being on the phone, and every notification pop up, I got to go in. I've learned, one has to learn to train their thoughts and only focus on the things that are important. Now, if you're using social media, and this goes for children and adults, because this whole podcast is about the protection from our great creator for our children and the parents and our parents. And if you're using social media for a good tool to reach, and you got good intent, and you're using the laws of attraction the way it should be used as a principle, then you're all good. But if you're on here worried about subscribers and all you worried about is views, and one shouldn't be in that space. And I think we are kind of forgetting about the youth. We so worried about what's going on in the world and the industry, and what celebrities doing this and rappers doing this and that, and all this beefing, and you see individuals on their platform and this is my shit and all. It really isn't, brother or sister. None of this is ours. So take it for what it is and focus on our youth, my brothers and sisters. Because I'm around children a lot. And like I said, I have 5 of my own. And then I have 7 more. I have 5 biological and 7 that are not. Or I would say 7 that are not biological. And beautiful children. And it's challenging, raising kids or trying to discipline kids that are not blood. But it's beautiful. You forget, once you become passionate and you want to see those children do well, you get past the stepmom and the stepdad phase. You get past that. Let's not look at our children as stepchildren. They are our children too. We need to get back to that. Everybody's children is your children. There's no, well, that's not my child. No. When we see a male or female young adult get killed, some kind of tragedy, some senseless death, that affects us all. Every time I see a young sister or a young brother that had died over something that was so senseless or could have been avoided, it really hits a shot to the heart. It really does, because when you have children, you overstand. So my brothers and sisters, just focus on your children, focus on your family, focus on flying right and doing the things that you need to do, and don't be afraid of making mistakes, because I always say the righteous is protected. And people can say what they want. I have lived this. The righteous is protected. You just got to stay focused and stay with it and don't give up. And you will see the results, because there's power in patience. You just have to do just that. and you will see. And take those moments of solitude, take those moments of meditate. I mean, literally close your eyes and play out scenarios in different situations. This is another thing that will help with our children, scenarios. And that's something that's a topic. I might even do a whole new video on that, and I'll do a visual on that one about how scenarios can save your life. And that's a good way to discipline our children and teach our children, is to play out scenarios when they do something wrong, instead of just attacking them and looking at what they're doing on the surface. We have to go underneath and go deep and really find out what's going on. And this takes work. It takes, keep packing at it, and it takes time, and you do have to be persistent. But I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you will see results, because I see it with my 6-year-old. And even though, kids are going to do what they do, we as parents, like I said, I'm not no perfect parent, or I'm not a specialist when it comes to parenting, but when you see the results, it's like, wow, and it makes you want to do it more. So that's why I said we have to get past just the spanking, and study up on different ways to communicate with our children, male or female, because the female is different than the male. So you approach it, each or it depends on how old they are, how you approach it, or how you deal with it, or how you discipline the child, male or female. But I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, when you do finally hit that connection and the child is listening, because most of the time children are listening, they're just testing you, and they'll make you think they're not. So we have to, I always say this, we have to remember they are the child, we are the adult. We can't little things they say and do get to us. We have to be strong as an adult parent and not insecure, and know that they're just a child. They're going to say and do different things. That's why you have to go deeper and get into their psyche. I always bring up that psyche, because a lot of times you have to outsmart them. And tough love too, because every now and then we do have to spank, but use spanking as a last resort, because they have to know that you have a standard that they're not supposed to cross. So we do have to set that bar, set that standard. But the more you interact with their psyche, the more you communicate with them and really see what's going on, they will eventually open up, especially if they know you care, and they'll surprise you out of the blue. But we have to stay at it, and also have to be examples. And even in our down times, even in our bad times, when we make mistakes, be an example then too. There's a lesson in everything, especially when it comes to children. And stay calling down protection. Don't listen to what other people say. Oh, you just crazy, and no. You know when you know. No, you keep calling down that protection. I do it every day. If not every day, every other day. But I do it for all of us. But this particular podcast is for our children. And when I say children, I mean of any age, even through the 20s. Because 20s, especially in these times, I think for young brothers and young sisters, is it's pretty challenging for them. Because it's challenging for my son. And my son had stayed with me for a while, and we had a little conflict, and I ended up having to tell him to, move out, but we still talk, and I still take care of him from time to time. But, I'm playing out the scenario. I'm seeing how things go, because we all have choices. So what choices are you making? And this is for young or old. And my soldiers and soldierettes, you already know what I always say. I will always pinpoint my main target, my main goal, my main destiny, my main mission will always be directed towards the hearts, the minds of the young and the old, or should I say the older. The hearts, the minds, and the souls of the young and the old. Because, when you've been through the fire, you want to lift and help those, You want to share your experiences, whatever it is that'll make you grow and have victory. And don't be distracted by too much social media, my brothers and sisters. Limit yourself to social media. Observe different things, but don't absorb a lot of things. Stay balanced. Back up from stuff. Take breaks. Don't even pick up the phone for a whole day. Just take a break from it. Let yourself miss it. Focus on our kids, man. And it's just, and I have nothing against, people doing, because I got a YouTube channel. I have nothing against people who got platforms and doing YouTube. And like I said, you got some great brothers and sisters out there that's doing their thing. But then we have those that's caught up in this media bug and acting worse than the children. And it's ridiculous. It's sad. And this social media will have you where you can't even see yourself acting that way. So, and I'm not trying to put myself above anyone. I just, like I said, I went through a 7-year study to get to the state I'm in now. And it's my duty to give what the Creator put in me into others as best I can, even through the down times, even through the times I make mistakes, I'm still will be pushing on to make anyone that listen to the sound of my voice be stronger and better and be the best of themselves all day, every day. Get to that state of success in your mind and get to that state of success in your children's mind. You keep pecking away at it, be powerful and be fearless. Children will respect you, especially when they know that you love them. And be strong and be firm. And we got to keep pecking away because we're not always going to be here. So again, I call down that great protection from our great Creator to protect our children and our parents. Protect our children here and beyond, the generation beyond. We gotta, we have got to take the higher power, the great Creator. A lot of us don't take him serious, and that's why I always mention him. But it's a lot of things, when you're a Sigma male, and I am a Sigma male, we do a lot of observing, and I've studied the art of observing. And sometimes you just have to let certain things play out and focus on what's important. Focus on your immediate family. Stay focused on your children. Protect your psyche at all times, because you definitely have to protect your psyche when it comes to the children. And it's a lot of things out here. I swear, it's like let's think of us. We like transmitter radios. We have to be careful what signal we let come into our psyche, because if you're not strong and rooted spiritually, and things can happen to you, one little small thing can damper, well, in some cases, change your whole life. It just depends on how you view things, and how you teach and how you reach. But when you got love at the base, you always will be okay, because the Creator will show you time and time again. And you will see within yourself, you will see within brothers and sisters around you, you will see the great Creator in your children. You'll see him move. So stay with the righteousness. I don't care what no one says. I don't care what's going on around you. Study the laws of attraction. Study the 7 symptoms of stress. Stress has the same symptoms as the virus. Look it up. And like I say, if we want to keep our children being soldiers and keep them disciplined and keep them being heroes, we have to study ourselves, because we can't change our children. We can't fix our children's minds if we ain't got our minds right. And I see a lot of that here on social media. Grown ass adults acting like freaking grown adolescents, and it's It's crazy. So this is my new thing from this day forward. I'm going to focus more on my children, and I'm not going to let other things. One shouldn't let other things distract them from things that are important, because we can easily forget what's important being on this damn social media. So that's why we should always use the righteousness of the law of attraction for the common good through everything, and that includes social media. And you will see the Creator move and protect us at all times. But we got to stay centered, and we can't get caught up in subscriptions and views and just do what we do. So I thank you, brothers and sisters, whoever take the time to join in, because it's a lot of platforms out there, and a lot, like I said, a lot of good teachers out there, a lot of good brothers and sisters. And we also got a lot of good young brothers and sisters. All young brothers and sisters ain't bad. They just going through a transformation, trying to find themselves just like we did at one time. It's just that unfortunate, some of our young brothers and sisters got entangled in the industry, But I have some children that's in my life that I can save, and I can help be the best of themselves. And I'm going to do just that. And you brothers and sisters, the parents out there, salute to the ones that's trying and getting their children to where they need to be. Stay with it and don't give up. I call down that protection from my great Creator for all of us, that we raise our children to be the best soldiers and soldierettes that they can be, with everything they need to take this world back. And I mean it. So that's my positive thought, and that's my real thought. And to the mothers and the dads, I give honor to my family. I give honor to my children and their mothers. To the mothers and the dads and the brothers and sisters, may you have peace in your part of the world, wherever you are right now. And to my young brothers and sisters, may you be protected, and may you prosper, and may anything you touch turn to gold, and may you know thyself. Thank you for joining in to another EBX discussion. 1.